Here we are. I'm still alive. Shocker, huh? Yeah, I'm back. That's where I was at myself yesterday. Not as quite as bad as I thought it would be. I'm back for, we're gonna conquer this. I'm back to we're using the same thing today. We'll be fine. But yesterday my luxury shave kind of went off the rails. So I'm stepping it up a notch. I'm gonna use unobtainium with my supplies very low. This is like gold, precious. Russian tea by Strop Shop, the always #1 best smelling soap ever. I love using this stuff. Got my Chisel and Hound brush. Look at this. This thing's beautiful. I got this used, so that's all I know of it. It's just Chisel and Hound. I can't. Where does that go? With gel tips on it. So I'm trying to use this minimal soap since when it's gone, it's gone. I sure wish somebody could reproduce this stuff. Anyway, if you watch my shave yesterday, it was a disaster and ended with me saying, boy, I'm afraid to go up and make coffee. It's going to end up all over the floor. Well, funny story. It didn't end up on the floor, but, you know, I've moved on from the pedestrian pre-ground coffee and coffee maker. We do pour overs at the Nurse Dave Shaving World Center. And my wife has never done it. And I was just sitting there. I have a call I have to make every morning when I'm on call for the hospital. So I hadn't made coffee early. And she said, guess what? I'll make your coffee this morning. And I was planning on doing a coffee chat. So I wasn't going to do coffee till later in the day. And I said, well, she said, I'll learn how to do a pour over. I'll make my own. So, all right. You know, it's minutes away from my call. And so I'm kind of thinking about that and telling her how to brew a pour over. And everything was fine until I realized, boy, it's taking her an awful long time to get up to the right weight. And boy, there's the level one in that, what do you call it? I got the pour over thing, and then, I don't know, I guess a little glass pot or something it goes into. Hold on. Oh man, that's good stuff. This is just comforting and warm and beautiful. And then all of a sudden I realized I have 3 different volumes I make coffee in. The smallest one is at work with when I use the AeroPress, so there's a coffee water ratio for that. And then there's one at home when I use the V60 and coffee ratio for that, coffee water ratio for that. And then there's one when I use the, I'm blanking on it now, the big, what the heck is that thing called? It's the big one. It's the big one that's kind of shaped like an hourglass. It's all one piece with wood in the middle. If you're into coffee, you know what I'm saying. But I use that when I'm making coffee for both of us at the same time. So that, of course, has its own bean to water weight ratio. So I told her the right amount of beans, and then I told her the water amount for the large thing when she's just doing a small. I was just like, yeah, called that one. Hey, what a day. Anyway, we're gonna conquer today. Yeah, so I didn't end up doing. It's funny because my brain works. It's got like this one time like geniusness, and then if I try to recall it or reproduce it, it's not. So that whole yesterday, I said I was gonna had a topic I want to talk about. Decided to do a coffee thing, but then I had like the whole conversation in my head. And so later in the day when I thought about, hey, I have time to do this now, it just didn't sound right, didn't feel right. I didn't do it. So I'll tell you what it was about. And it was about, you know, you saw, not yesterday's shave, but last weekend I shaved with mayonnaise and orange juice and stuff like that. And it's hard to tell things on the internets, but I think there's a couple folks that are just kind of like, actually think we're a little bit, it's not cool. Dude, look at me being careful. Easy, easy. You know, kind of like acting like we're back in high school, peer pressure. Somebody's gonna get hurt. What are you guys doing? And I kind of get that. But I think there's a difference. That back in high school, kind of the whole I want to be the crowd in the crowd thing overrides the logical part of your brain. Or more often. And I don't hang out with like the beer guzzling, hold my beer kind of guys. So maybe for some guys that own big jacked up pickup trucks with the big wheels and stuff, that never goes away. It's like, oh, it's more important to impress folks than worry about my own safety or whatever, logical decisions. But I like to think, especially those of us gentlemen of the cadre, that are a little bit more sophisticated than we were in high school. And, you know, we'll do things to a certain extent to kind of, you know, just for entertainment. And, let's do stuff. Let's challenge ourselves. And that's really more of the way we approach it, is it's a challenge. And we're all adults. So I'm not going to agree to anything that I think would cause me serious harm. So to be concerned that we're doing these stunt shaves and stuff like this, like, calm down there, Sally, a little bit. We've done stunt shaves before. You see me, not even a stunt shave. I got hospital razors that are hospital brand razors, blades, and I got to try them out. And they were gosh awful. Major Rich said his wife was concerned about my safety. That's even without being challenged by anybody. I tend to get a great shave with the Feather Pro guards. Why do I go back and use a Feather Pro from time to time? Just the challenge. I know I'm more at risk of irritation and sting. I'm going to add a little water. I got like no residual slickness. This stuff is drying out. This Strop Shop is not meant for the internet world where I'm going to sit here and chat. Anyway, and you see yesterday, I hurt myself just fine shaving with some of the best stuff I have. So really, it is, you know, those that don't want to do it, that's fine. But come on. It's not like you're going to cut in all seriousness, you know, the cuts we get and all that stuff, even though sometimes they look awful and they bleed for a while and all that stuff, they're healed up in a matter of days. And one comment I made was shaving with awful things. It's not that you're going to cut yourself. It's just going to have a lot more irritation, right? And stinging with your alum and stuff like that. And I don't know, people shave all the time and have post-shave irritation without any challenge. So whatever. That was all. It's interesting talking about internet era of shaving. I watched a video yesterday that kind of was talking about, made allusion to the difference in YouTube shavers. The difference of those that, you know, here's the product I'm using, here's my review of the product, you know, here's what it smells like, here's what I rate it, whatever, and that, you know, their video is, let's say in general, maybe sub 15 minutes, whatever. And then, like me, like most of the cadre guys, ironically, where we're sitting here and like, I mentioned that this is a Razor Pro Guard blade. I'm not giving you scent notes on this, although I should. It's warm baking spices, heavy on the clip. That's not me. But it's interesting because the first comment was made seemed a bit disparaging, like these guys like have internal issues that they're like, this is their way that they can drop their walls and have a conversation about things that they wouldn't normally talk about. What do I talk about that I wouldn't normally talk about? Yeah, I tell you, this is not secret insider baseball stuff that we're discussing here. But like I said, interesting, because the first comment sounded a bit disparaging, like, you know, we're here, there's shaving channels, and they're not even talking about their shave. Which I guess is true. But to each their own. I find it interesting. And I watch both kinds. You know, like I like both kinds of music, country and western. But I tell you, I found, you know, especially when I first started, I was all about the tell me about this, tell me about that. I know about all this stuff now, right? I don't need this guy to tell me about the 20th different scent released by whatever company. I kind of got an idea. I mean, and I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that don't need that. There's a reason for that. But I'm just saying that when I watch anybody, what interests me is when they talk a little bit about what's going on in their lives. I really could care less what you think about that blade, because that blade on your face is not the same as that blade on my face. And the only way I'm going to know is me trying it. So hearing what you think about it, okay, may be interesting. Doesn't pertain to me at all. Anyway, but you see, on the cadre, when we call each other out and stuff like that, this is a way that we you know, get to know each other and communicate. Come be part of the crowd. Almost dug in there again. I forgot that I was going to pay attention and have an amazing shave. Mm-hmm. Well, I got to show you guys something. I should have shown this at the beginning. For all the folks that only watch like the first however many minutes. I don't actually watch my analytics. I don't know. I know people, just looking at, sometimes they tell you like how much time your video's been watched. I haven't seen this stuff for forever. But I know in general, people aren't watching the entire length of the video. And I know when I skip around a video, because same thing, it depends what's going on. Sometimes I let the whole thing roll, and sometimes I'm behind on watching my videos, and I just kind of like skip every 30 seconds to, oh, they're just talking about the shape. I'm skipping that. Let's get to something interesting. Anyway, that's why I'd say maybe I should have shown you. Maybe not many people will get to see this special item that came in yesterday. But if you watched in many of my videos, you know that I bowl lather and I scoop the soap out of my soap tub. And that's pretty much from day one. That's just how I do it. So I now have something that came in that I've been using, the famous gelato spoon. Because you can get a ton of them. The gelato spoon. I don't remember. I think you get like a bag of 50 of them. You know, because they do break from time to time. On the harder soaps, you got to hold them up near the tip, and even then, sometimes they break. But what soap brands? There's a couple soap companies that send you a guitar pick to scoop out your soap with. I don't remember. I think one brand just did it with a special limited edition soap. Anyway, I kind of thought that seems to work out well. So we now have, I'm gonna get this all wet though. Nurse Day Shaving World soap scrapers For those of you that like to scrape out of the tub and bowl lather, you know why? Because when you're watching YouTube, pick Nurse Dave's Shaving World. Nice, right? Yes, brother. There we go. So, you never know what you're going to get. We got, you can't order just 2 or 3 of these, so. You've seen the world famous poker chip. Highly advertised by Barber Dave. The collectibles just keep on coming. I can't wait. I'm going to need, that's all I have right now is a pick and the poker chip. And I'm wondering how many products am I going to need before Spider gives me a section in his shaving museum for Nurse Dave memorabilia. He's got the Nurse Dave shaving mug. I don't know if you can even still get that. Way back ago at the other house, we had a glass bowl sink, and I dropped, must have been I don't remember what I dropped into it. Probably a razor, but something like this. Like, I was like, oh, that's gonna break. And they took a screenshot of that, put it on a coffee mug, and made the coffee mug. So I don't know. I doubt very many people have that, so that makes it highly collectible, right? I know, I think I have one, my mom has one, and KJ has one. I don't know, that might be it. Talk about worth money. This moment of a pop brought to you by Ombre Barbershop, the sweetest smelling barbershop in Tucson. Yeah. I have to start looking. I know, I mentally, I know I'm going to make it out to Tucson, to Ombre's Barbershop, mostly because it is the sweetest smelling barbershop in Tucson, and I want to verify that. And I don't know if I should plan it to give him a chance to sweeten it up a little bit, or just show up, like kind of, like a survey at the hospital. Just show up and say, is it really the sweetest all the time? Is it? I bet it is. Anyway, I'm trying to decide if I put on any scent. Given that I super am procrastinating this, these scents of wood thing, this membership that I've got, I'm 5 months behind. We have 5 boxes upstairs to do a scent review of, and I was like, maybe I won't put on any scent just so we can do that, but that won't be happening this morning. So I'm going to use this Nameless by Mark Buxton. I haven't used this for a while, but this is the same kind of, it is a nice little baking spices type of thing. Not really, it's pretty warm. It got up to 90 yesterday. This is not a scent for 90s, but I like it, so that's the way it is, and I'll see you on the forum.